Friends, welcome to the Word on Sunday. As we enter into the most intense liturgical days of our spiritual life in this sacred Triduum, which is the summit of the liturgical year, beginning on the evening of Holy Thursday and leading to the conclusion after the evening prayer on Easter Sunday. The Holy Thursday, the Good Friday, the Holy Saturday, the Easter Vigil and the Easter Sunday culminate in this wonderful unfolding of the Paschal mystery. During the Triduum, the Gospels focus on the events surrounding Christ's Passion. Interestingly enough, as we begin with the Holy Thursday, the Roman Missal instructs the priests to preach on three fundamental elements. Perhaps this is the only day on which the church tells the priests all over the world what to preach on. The three fundamental elements that our homilies need to capture are the Eucharist, the priesthood, the charity, also called service. As we celebrate the Holy Thursday, the institution of the Lord's Supper, oftentimes the focus and the learning is on what of the Eucharist. Let us shift gears and focus today as we celebrate the institution of the Lord's Supper, the Eucharist as the who. The Eucharist is about the who of Jesus. Of course, the what is needed, but it is mostly surrounded by the who of the Eucharist is Jesus the Christ. And the first reading sets the platform as we read from the book of Exodus, how the Lord said to Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, how they are to follow the instructions in having the Passover meal. And it highlights a lot of intricate details, but they form the base, the ground foundation as to what Jesus would do later on as he institutes the Eucharist through the Last Supper. The four actions in the institution narrative are: Jesus takes the bread, he gives the bread, he breaks it, and he tells us to do in memory of him. Take and eat, this is my body. Drink from it all, for this is the blood of the new covenant. These words, the very words of Jesus, lead to the institution of the Holy Eucharist. Do this in memory of me, as Jesus shared the chalice, leads to the very institution of the priesthood, which also results in charity and service. We also need to pay attention to the prayers of the liturgy, especially the collect, as it mentions a phrase in today's collect mentions that we may draw from so great a mystery the fullness of charity and life. That we may draw from so great a mystery the fullness of charity and life. Those words are pregnant with the mystery surrounding the Holy Eucharist. That we draw strength from this Eucharist, the bread broken and the blood shed. In the Gospel we have listened to from the Gospel of John, 13th chapter, there is no mention of the Lamb, because Jesus is the new Lamb who takes away the sins of the world. Jesus now in the new covenant becomes both the offering and the offered. Jesus is both the host and the victim. This meal that Jesus institutes now becomes the Eucharist, not only for liberation from slavery of ancient Egypt, but from slavery of every kind of sin. This is revolutionary. This meal that Jesus institutes liberates us from the slavery of sin. The body broken, the blood shed becomes the Eucharist, the source and summit of our Christian faith. Jesus transforms the ritualistic Jewish Passover meal into the meaningful Eucharistic celebration. Washing of feet as part of this liturgy of Holy Thursday signals his affection and service. Later on Good Friday, the washing of feet will take a deeper reflection, a deeper meaning as he washes the sins of humanity, you and me, with his blood, shedding of his blood on the cross. Blood and water therefore flow from his side. The Gospel of John does not mention the institutive narrative in detail, but it does highlight the actions of the Eucharist. The Eucharist as service. The Eucharist is not concerned about what, but it focuses on the who. Who is this? The Christ who has established the Eucharist, his body broken, his blood shed, tells us how this could be practiced and experienced in the priesthood, which is prepared, which symbolizes the servanthood, which leads to action. The four actions in John's narrative of the Eucharist are: Jesus took the bread, he gave thanks, he broke it, and he told the disciples, "Do this in memory of me." As we celebrate the Holy Thursday, the celebration of the Lord's Supper, the institution of the Eucharist, the institution of the Holy Priesthood, which leads into action and service, which one flows into the other. The Eucharist manifests itself in the priesthood of Christ, and the priesthood translates itself in charity and service. And therefore, the Eucharist is not so much about the what, it is about the who. The Eucharist is about the action, the deeds, the service. Dear brothers and sisters, as we enter into the most intimate days and the intense part of our liturgical life, let us draw strength from this Eucharist, the source and summit of our Christian faith. As the collect goes, that we may draw from so great a mystery the fullness of charity and life. The Eucharist that leads to action, the Eucharist that is concerned about the who, Jesus the Christ, the body broken, the blood shed. Wish you all a very sacred Triduum leading to the unfolding of this beautiful mystery of our faith, the passion, the death, and the resurrection of our Lord Jesus Christ. Father Praveen Lakkisetti, here at St. Mary's Catholic Church in Stockdale, St. Anne Catholic Church in Kosciuszko, Texas. Thank you and God bless.